swing of the right leg, and we're underway.
Here we go.
You know what time the game starts? All right, here we go, fellas. Let's have a little fun today. Is anybody else tired, or is it just me? I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
From the goal line to 5 to 10 to 15. Through a hole to the 20, to the 30, outside to the 40. He may be gone. Midfield to the 40, the 30, the 25, 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown for Desmond Howard.
What's going on, Packers fans? Welcome to another edition of PWW Halftime Hits. Long 2 minutes to wind out the first half, as we were all chatting about. But it is myself, Matt Freilich, alongside me. Dang it, missed it that time. Ryan Bowman, and below me is Ryan Schoberg. Schoberg, loving the Super Bowl 31 hat, and my mother did as well, as you've seen her comment, I think, in previous episodes. But interesting first half. I was a little pissed off late in the first quarter. That subdued throughout the second quarter, but there's still some issues I have. But all in all, 28-14, tough to complain, especially with the big play at the end there. MVS doing what he does as far as stretching the field. Bowman, your thoughts after the first 30 minutes of play?
Yeah, I mean, my knee-jerk reaction is, I didn't expect this. I thought, going on the road in Indy, that this would be a little bit of a tougher road offensively for the Packers. And especially if you would have told me they would have turned the ball over twice in the first half, but still be up 28-14. It's pretty ideal circumstances. Again, that soft touchdown for the Colts in the 2-minute drill, really kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But the fact that the Packers offense could come back and just put another touchdown on the board right before the half kind of makes you go into the half feeling pretty good if you're the Packers. Most definitely.
Schoberg, your thoughts thus far as we got through the first 30 minutes?
28 points against the best defense in football in one half. I mean, how can you not be tickled about that? I think the Packers are proving you give them the full complement of their weapons on offense. They're a really good offense. First round pick wasted on a wide receiver or not, they're still pretty good out there. So very good compliment all around, with the tight ends getting involved with the game, with the wide receivers, and Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams getting their fix too. So it was a really good balance on offense. I'll get to the defense a little later.
That's fair. Let's stick on the offense end right now. So obviously Allen Lazard back. I don't believe he had a single reception at this point. I could be wrong on that, but he got one. Thank you. Most notably, though, Corey Linsley goes out. They mentioned before they showed him, they're like, he seems a little bit out of it. And they showed him like, dude, that guy looks like he has a rod shoved through from his hips all the way up to his neck. Like, he looked in absolute pain, but lucky. The silver lining for the Packers this year has been the versatility of the offensive line. You slide in Elton Jenkins to center. John Runyon Jr. gets his snaps at left guard, and Packers haven't missed much without Linsley in there at center, so it's good to see. But overall, offenses look solid for me. I haven't seen anything too big of an issue. I mean, Rodgers, that pick, you could say, he got baited. Troy Aikman kind of took the quarterback side. I think a lot of other people maybe that don't play the quarterback position or watch it from a nice, comfy couch thought maybe he didn't put enough zip on it or step up in the pocket. That's kind of what I saw. And then the fumble on the snap there in the first, second, third play of the game. That was kind of disappointing. But overall, offense played solid so far. I didn't have any issues. Bowman, offensively, do you have any qualms?
Just the turnovers, I think when you look at the formula for the Packers' success since Matt LaFleur has gotten here, and really for a long time with Aaron Rodgers, it's don't win the turnover battle. Don't give the other team the football. And if they give it to you, make them pay. So, thankfully the Packers did the second half of that equation, right? When the defense did force a couple of turnovers, they put points on the board. So, that's all you can ask from them from that perspective. But, I'm not sure, I didn't see it from Troy's perspective as well. It looked like the Indianapolis Colts did a really nice job of disguising that coverage, and Rodgers thought he had the turkey hole shot, and he did not. So, kudos to them, but I think the Packers really, if they're going to win this game, which they're in a good position to do, they need to take care of the football in the second half.
Most definitely. I would say too, yeah, turnovers not the bad. Surprising, like Schoberg said, best defense in the league, and you're up 14 points, and then he gave the ball to them twice. Pretty crazy. But Schoberg, you obviously already alluded to it. What's your thoughts on this defense, man? I have my own reactions. I feel like not much has changed, but I'll let you take a stab at this Packers D at this point.
Jim Leonard's got his dream job down in Madison, Wisconsin. That's where he played his college football. It doesn't get any better than that for him, collecting a big paycheck there and has a good defense down in Wisconsin. So how about Green Bay? Give him a call at the end of this year and bring him to the NFL, because I am just sick and tired of watching this defense and talking about every single week their lack of adjustments or willing to adjust, getting heavier bodies on the field. And this time, the first 2 possessions were awful. There's guys running across the middle wide open. Half the guys are playing zone, half of them are playing man, a lot of miscommunications. And you know what they did? They are converging on the ball better this week. They are tackling better this week. So that is showing up. But just as far as the communication in the defensive backfield with the 6 secondary players that are out there every single snap, it just isn't working, and it's time for something new. On the positive side, on the defensive side of the ball, Raven Green, best game of his NFL career so far, for best half of his NFL career so far. He's all over the field, forced a big fumble early on in the game. And what I was really looking forward to seeing in this first half is this team under Matt LaFleur, when they get punched in the mouth, they haven't really ever responded yet. And his whole coaching tenure in Green Bay, and they got punched in the mouth right away when they were moving the ball. They fought the botched snap, and they came back and they hit Indianapolis in the mouth, and they really responded, and that was actually really good to see this Matt LaFleur team do, as we haven't seen that often under Matt LaFleur.
Most definitely. Like, I don't mind the sub package as much with 6 DBs, but if you're having 6 defensive backs out there and then you're dropping, I don't know, let's say someone like Preston Smith in the coverage, that pisses me off. So it's I don't have a problem playing more defensive backs. I think that's kind of where the hybrid defense has gone for the last maybe 4 or 5 years of the NFL. But if it's not working, you gotta mix something up. And there's definitely a few plays that I saw that were pissing me off. Bowman, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you can play 6 defensive backs and still be aggressive and not play 15 yards off the ball on 3rd and 13. Like, that it's not personnel. It's the how they're utilizing that personnel. And that's what's really frustrating, because everybody looking at it is seeing them play 10, 12, 15 yards off the ball on these 3rd and long situations and letting Indianapolis convert. That touchdown that they got off on their first score came off of a 3rd and 13 conversion that had no business being converted. And if the Packers stop them there, they get the ball back after going up 7-0. Defense is playing good. So, yeah, I mean, really good flashes. Rashawn Gary is playing really well out there today against the run. I've noticed that they've put him in some of those Preston Smith early snaps against the run. And he's playing well. He got a batted pass. He got a couple of pressures. So nice to see that there. Jair Alexander and Kevin King in. I wasn't sure. It looked like Kevin King had some zone responsibilities on the back end of that last score for Indianapolis. Not sure what the coverages were there, but it looked like they were a little bit confused out there as well. So, I mean, I think as far as what they need to do in the second half is run the football a little bit more. They got a 2-touchdown lead. You don't want to be behind in the sticks against this defense. So, running the football, I think, is going to be super, super key for the second half.
Most definitely. So I think, overall, just me to get my 2 cents out here, that I'm pleased with the offense of what it's done. I mean, I love when they incorporate the play action, and they're definitely doing that a ton in this game. So that's awesome to see. That, I guess you'd call it, it's not really a bubble screen, for the receivers. That's been playing, and that helps with Lazard being a bigger body out there. Defensively, though, I am shocked that they haven't given up more to Hines, more to Taylor, more to whoever other running backs out there. But, of course, they're still giving it up to Michael Pittman Jr., who's had himself a game, which I forgot his dad actually was Michael Pittman Sr., the running back for the Buccaneers. I can't even, put the math inside my head. Alex Strofe joining us, obviously, 2 touchdown lead with the turnovers. Cheers to you as well, Alex. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue that. I won't disagree. But outside of that, let's get into our adjustments here, right, boys? So defensively, Schoberg, what are you thinking? Any adjustments that need to be made at this point?
No more social distancing on crossers.
Okay,
Because
that's fair.
crossers are killing this team week after week. Teams are exploiting that. They're seeing it on film, and they're going right after it. But I will say, run defense has been an issue. Run defense has been really good today. There hasn't been anything on the ground available to Indianapolis, and why they're not using Jonathan Taylor more in this offense is baffling to me. Phillip Rivers isn't the Phillip Rivers he was 10 years ago, and if you can get that guy who can really establish himself in between the tackles, why not use him? There's no other guy on this roster that's going to go in between the tackles. Playing well against Nyheim Hines, better than I thought. Right away, they hit him on a ball against Chris Barnes, and I thought it was going to be linebackers on Nyheim Hines all day, but it doesn't appear that it's been that way since. That's really all I got. It's pretty tough to think of anything else when you're up 2 scores, scored 28 points on the best defense in the league, even with turning the ball over twice. So they're maximizing on their opportunities when they're not turning the ball over. What do you got, Bowman? Or Matt?
Well,
no, go ahead, Bowman.
Bradley's got MVS going for a 75-yard TD in the second half, so I'm all about that. I mean, he's been good. He drew a couple of penalties there. It looked like on that play where Rodgers threw the interception, something was going on there. It didn't look like he adjusted to that very well. But hey, MVS has been playing pretty well. I think again, run the football in the second half. Get Aaron Jones rolling. He's looking pretty good out there. Keep Devontae Adams. Keep targeting him, and just keep playing Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark in the run game. Like they are actually getting some penetration up front on early downs, which is something they've really struggled with. A lot of the stuff that I saw in the backfield there is kind of new for this year in terms of the run defense. So, if they can keep being aggressive there, I've noticed they're bringing 4 and 5 on early downs and even on some pass downs as well. So I haven't seen that many 3-man rushes. If we can continue that trend, I think the Packers have the opportunity to go ahead and win this game if they can play mistake-free football in the second half.
Definitely. I totally agree with you guys. I mean, as far as the offense goes, I would say it's back to where I thought it would be going into a dome game. I know the outside games recently, especially with the shitty weather, has been tough, and Rodgers, besides that one pick, has been solid. I mean, and I guess the other turnover with the fumble. Everything else has worked out pretty smooth thus far. Offense is in sync. He's making some adjustments that way. Defensively, just maybe just counter to what they're doing, and then see if they actually flip the script on you and actually run the ball more. But at some point, I would like to really see Mike Pettin really double down on what an offense is doing and really just put the clamps on them. But we'll see what happens. Friend of the show, Andy Gilbert, chiming in, still concerned they'll be a little conservative in the second half. Up 2 scores, possibly. They're at. I mean,
it's that dreaded 2-touchdown lead. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do you keep your foot on the gas? Do we start seeing 3-man rushes out there?
Leave it to the Canadian guy to come up with the hockey reference and insert it right into football.
I can't help it, man. Go Jets, go.
Outside of that, let's get to. I have one question. So J.K. Scott sounded like he wasn't going to make the trip. I woke up this morning. They signed a kicker. A punter, and all of a sudden J.K. Scott's in the game. Does anyone found out what it was from it was a personal reasons? I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, it was that was it. Is that it was a personal matter. So obviously it wasn't injury related. He looks to be fine out there. So your guess is as good as mine. I'm glad that we're not inserting a new holder on our kicking unit on the last minute on game day. So I mean, as far as punting, J.K. Scott's a good punter. You can get a guy to go out and punt, but it's the hold on the special teams unit that really suffers there, because that unit has been together for a few years now and really have it timed out. So that was the biggest kind of, besides Kevin King and obviously Alan Lazard being active, seeing J.K. Scott out there was a nice boost for the day.
He got a private plane to go to Indianapolis. So, I mean,
J.K. Scott doesn't even have a driver's license, but somehow he got onto a private plane. What the hell's going on here?
So we'll see what happens. Who knows?
Okay, wait. I got a question, guys.
Go ahead.
We've had 2 live streams in a row where I'm the only one drinking. Don't make a fool out of me this time.
Not drinking again. I'm not drinking until Thanksgiving. I've literally took a few weeks off.
I'm getting used to this, but Schobert, what is going on, man? Like, you're usually a couple of beers in by the time we go live here. What's happening, man?
It's already been a long weekend, my friend.
You're on hole 18 by the time you get to us on halftime hits these days, but that's good. That means you're having a good Friday and a good Saturday, man.
Respect.
Amen. All right, second half, up 14.
Let's do it, man. I'm excited for it. Hopefully the offense keeps clicking. Let's see if they continue the play action setup to get the run game going a little bit more, maybe take some shots, maybe get that 75-yarder for my buddy Brad. But until next time, for Packers Worldwide, check us out on all of our social medias, and you guys enjoy the rest of the football game. Go Pack.
Now here's the run-up. Swing of the right leg, and we're underway.
Here we go.
You know what time the game starts? All right, here we go, fellas. Let's have a little fun today. Is anybody else tired, or is it just me? I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off.